To Old Trafford. This is your host, Evie and Shady. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry if I look like I'm falling off to sleep, but it's 1 a.m. here in Dubai.
Sorry,
And
guys.
it's all thanks to the South African government. Thank you for load shedding. Really appreciate it. So, Abdul, over to you.
Well, guys, yeah, welcome all Ibrahim from Dubai, and thank you so much, Ibrahim. And sorry for disappointing you, but South Africa always lets us down. But yeah, welcome, guys. Gunning to Old Trafford, we're back. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, send those comments coming through. We really appreciate all the support. Ibrahim, we are in Germany today, so it was a bit of a tough one. We had the Bernabeu, which was right up there, but I think the German visa came through and we had the Allianz Arena. So yeah, man, Ibrahim, Allianz Arena, beautiful stadium. Just a few facts before we go into it. Allianz Arena was built in 2005. It was shared by 1860 Munich. Remember the team 1860 Munich? They used to wear blue, like a blue like this, yeah? And basically 75,000 seater. It's called the inflatable boat. Now, Ibrahim, remember in 2005, Germany, the infrastructure-wise was up there. So this year is one of the pinnacle examples of a modern football design. It's absolutely amazing. The German national team also used this beautiful stadium, and the exterior of the stadium actually changes color. So when Bayern Munich,
the exterior. I love
it's
the
beautiful.
Exterior.
I think, Ibrahim, on our bucket list, Allianz Arena has to be there for both of us. And they talking about the tourists in Germany. This is the biggest tourist attraction. I didn't know that. In the whole Germany. So people come there just to visit the Allianz Arena.
Abdul, I'm not sure, but I heard somewhere that when Bayern, when the stadium was shared, or when they were doing it, when Bayern play, the stadium turns red on the outside, right? They turn
Yes,
red on
yes,
the outside.
correct.
Who's the other team that
Uh,
is it the national team?
Yeah, it's a national team, and when a national team plays, it turns white. So it's like unbelievable, and they say like it's really lit up, so you can see it for miles and miles. And then also when 1860 Munich played there, it turned blue. So they no more there. They've got their own stadium now. So what a stadium! I mean, Humdingers. The thing that reminds me of the Allianz Arena is all the players, man. I mean the Neuer, the Philip Lahm. All of these guys, the Lewandowski, Thomas Muller, so yeah, man, Ibrahim, I know you guys had a couple of humdingers there, and take us through a few at Manchester United.
I think just before we go into the stadium and into some of the memories that it brings, this is a message that I always go strong on, and it's Glazers out, right? And the reason why it's Glazers out is if you look at stadiums like Parc des Princes, modern stadium, good money invested in it, and it's amazing, right? That's one of the stadiums that we looked into. We looked into the Camp Nou, big renovations planned for the stadium. Obviously, a real modern stadium, humdinger, etc. The Emirates Stadium for Arsenal, amazing stadium. And that used to be Old Trafford, Old Trafford used to be one of the stadiums that, used to bring, when you look at Old Trafford, you thought modern stadium, really great infrastructure, history, etc. But over the years, it's been left to rot, right?
Yeah.
There's been news over the years about a rodent infestation, leaking roofs, Wi-Fi doesn't work correctly in the stadium, broken things all across the stadium, and that's the home of Manchester United. And because the Glazers have not invested in its stadium, it has been allowed to, deteriorate over time. So, a modern club, I mean, a club with big aspirations needs a new a really good stadium, a really
True.
top class stadium, and that's what Bayern Munich has done. That's what PSG has done. That's what Arsenal
Yeah.
has done. And until the Glazers are gone, Manchester United will never be able to
Gonna
do it.
stay.
So Glazers out now, and Glazers out
Glazers
until
out
they find.
all the time. Ibrahim, just a bit of a sad thing which I read earlier on. That I don't know, guys. If you guys remember, please don't forget to go back if you must. When we flew to Italy at the San Siro, the San Siro is going to be broken down, flat, and rebuilt. Has
Yeah,
this
and I
been
mean,
passed?
yeah, it's been approved both by Inter and AC.
Yeah,
And I think, you know, obviously there's a lot of attachments to the San Siro,
yeah,
but like I just mentioned, I think, you know, um, modern infrastructure,
of course,
newly designed stadiums are required, right, to move forward in,
of
as
course.
the game progresses.
I mean, the game is
Knocking it
modernized,
down,
you know.
knocking it down and starting afresh, maybe not the best idea. They could have used it for turn it into the museum, and use the stadium and move the new development next door. But I suppose it comes down to space, down to budgets, etc. So let's see. Let's not shoot it down. Let's see what the San Siro, what's the plans for the San Siro, and I'm sure, as iconic as the current San Siro is, I'm sure the newly developed or newly designed San Siro will bring back just as good memories, over the years. So I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to obviously seeing how that's developed over time.
Definitely. But just to add, just very quickly before we get into and what you just said about the Kroenkers out, football is modernized in such a way now that, like you just said, and just to repeat what you said, is that if you want to modernize the football club, your surroundings have to also be modernized. So
100%.
I think in that regard, I think until, like you said, the Kroenkers are not the Kroenkers. You see, I'm also the Glazers are in. I don't think there's going to be change. But I do know when the new owners come in, I don't know when it's going to be for United. That's going to be the top of the agenda. Getting a little bit more modernized, a little bit more fancy, a little bit more smarter, and we take it from there. So yeah, Old
I mean,
Trafford.
there's noise of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Obviously,
Yeah.
his name keeps popping up, and there's a potential that he submits a bid. And his idea is to modernize in three areas.
Wow.
One, redevelopment of Old Trafford, and whether that means breaking down the current Old Trafford and building a new stadium, or building it within the precinct. I would prefer building it within the precinct and using Old Trafford, either as a
Yeah.
museum, maybe
Yeah.
for the reserves, whatever it is, just to keep that history at Old Trafford. Number two, redevelopment of Carrington. So Carrington is Manchester United's training ground. Back when it was developed, when Sir Alex was there, it was the best in class training ground across the globe, right?
Do you
And
know, Ibrahim,
today,
just something, just to add, before I forget, Sir Alex Ferguson was one of the first, and I know this for a reason because I did a small case study. The pitch at Carrington was exactly the same pitch at Old Trafford. You know how
yeah,
he was so magnificent in these finest small details that the pitch was exactly the same as in Old Trafford. That's what Sir
exactly. And I
Alex
mean,
Ferguson.
he brought in modern medicine, not modern medicine. He brought in modern techniques and stuff at Carrington. They had the best in
Correct.
class facilities, and it's been allowed to deteriorate so much that when Ronaldo came in, he was shocked at how stagnant Carrington has been since he left. It looked the same as how it was when he left.
When he
And
left.
only on his request did they redo the swimming pool and stuff like that, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
And the
crazy, man.
third thing is bring in a proper director of football, to lead not only recruitment of the first team but across that entire pyramid. And I think those changes alone make me bubble with joy as a Manchester United
Ah,
fan. But
definitely.
enough about Manchester United. I know this
Yeah.
is a Gun into Old Trafford channel, and we talk about Manchester United and Arsenal, so it comes up.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
The Allianz Arena, Abdul.
Yeah.
And I was chatting about it earlier. I could have chosen other matches, but I think the match that it brings to mind for me as a Manchester United fan, it's not a good memory.
Okay.
The match that brings to mind is the changing of guard. So David Moyes takes over from Sir Alex, on Sir Alex's recommendation. And there's a lot of expectation. We understand it's going to be a little bit up and down. We understand Moyes might struggle at that point, but we didn't foresee, what obviously followed, over the years.
Yeah.
But David Moyes struggling in the Premier League, but he looked to have been putting a decent run on in the Champions League. Bayern Munich traveled to Old Trafford the week before.
Yeah.
They come away with a away goal. At that time, away goals were still a big thing in the Champions League.
Yeah.
It counted almost as a second goal. And the team that had the away goal really had an advantage, right? So 1-1 at Old Trafford, and we need to travel to the Allianz Arena. Writing is on the wall. It looks like Manchester United struggle. We start the game, and early on, Wayne Rooney has a chance, to really get the game going. Hesitates a bit up front, and his shot is blocked. Valencia then puts the ball in the back of the net. 1-0 to Manchester United, offside. So, the goal gets chalked off, 0-0, and Bayern Munich in the ascendancy. For the remainder of the first half, these guys are ridiculous. They keep pushing, they're gunning for that goal, but they don't get it, right? Halftime comes, same as the first, as the second half kicks off, Bayern Munich are pushing, and out of the blue, in around the 57th minute, Valencia gets the ball out to the edge of the box, and Patrice Evra comes bombing from the left through to the center of the box. And I promise you, he connects that ball as sweet as anybody could have wanted, and it rattles past Neuer into the top corner. 1-0 United. Again,
I think it's a goal that we need to also, guys, get in the comments. You guys need to watch that goal. It was a spectacular hit. So yeah.
Wow. What a bullet. And the ball, top corner, it starts low and just carries on rising into the roof of the net, right? Neuer had no chance. And here's me thinking, oh, maybe Moyes got something going on in the Champions League, and that was short-lived. We kick off. The ball falls to Frank Ribery, I think. He crosses it in, and Mandzukic gets to the ball. He beats Evra at the near post, gets his head to the ball, and within 2 minutes, 1-1. Bayern Munich make it 1-1, and then the writings of the wall. They grow into the game again. A second goal by Thomas Muller, and then Arjen Robben, with his, the ball is played out, cracks it with his left foot. And it's 3-1, and United lose 4-2 on aggregate. And I suppose that was the writing was on the wall for Moyes after that game. This was towards the beginning of April, and not too long after that, Moyes was sacked. So, this was the last thing that he was holding on to keep his United job. But yeah, there's the memory that the Allianz Arena.
It comes in. But Bayern Munich, a superpower, eh? I mean, at that 2012,
at that point.
2013, 14, 15, 16. I mean, wow, man. I mean, amazing players. Absolutely amazing players. Yeah, so I remember again, guys. I'm just picturing that Evra sweet strike. Please don't forget to check it on our comments. We'll send the link. Ibrahim, as for Arsenal, not much as we spoke against the last time, because we haven't been a long time in the Champions
League for a while.
So yes, that's true. Thank you, Ibrahim. Ibrahim loves rubbing it in, right?
If you've forgotten, Abdul, Arsenal don't play Champions League football. They play Europa League football.
We
So it's difficult.
yes,
It's difficult.
yes,
And I'm not one to laugh because United are there as well. But we've been more in the Champions League than you guys have been.
through that.
And correct me if I'm wrong. How many Champions League do Arsenal have? From the top 6 clubs at the moment, how many
We
Champions League
actually,
do Arsenal have?
we actually look at that time. We do have a European trophy, but it wasn't called the Champions League. It was just before the Champions League. But just to answer your question directly, we actually don't have one. But we're looking at the objective is for in the next 3 years winning one of these Champions League. So
Just checking.
we don't have any. So guys, yeah, Ibrahim is after me today, guys. I love when he's in this mood. So Ibrahim, 2013.
Sorry, Abdul, I think it's the tiredness kicking in.
It's a tiredness, I know. It's fine. I forgive you, Ibrahim. I forgive you. So remember, we played Bayern Munich at the end of the Arsene Wenger reign. Now, if you remember correctly, Ibrahim, at the end of the Arsene Wenger reign, we had the Kroenke out, and we wanted Kroenke out, and Kroenke, after that, has really come to the party after hiring Edu as a technical director. So in the management perspective, I think Arsenal have gone the right way. But remember, we played Bayern Munich at the end of Arsene Wenger's reign, where Arsenal were in a bit of tatters. He wasn't getting the players. He wasn't getting so much support as previous years. And in 2013, 2014, we played them in the last 16. We drew at the Emirates. We came to the Allianz Arena, and I remember it was a Thomas Müller and a Lewandowski, 2-0, but they played us out of the park. I'm not even going to lie. There was no chance. Ozil played a little bit decently, but there was no chance. The next season, we played them again in the last 16, and we get smashed 5-1. So just to make you understand, and this 5-1 that I'm talking about, Ibrahim, and I'm passionate when I say it because this was the last time we were in the Champions League. It was the hammering at Allianz Arena. So I don't have really good memories at Allianz Arena. That was the last time we actually featured in the Champions League. So 5-1, hammering.
Has it been 7 years since you guys featured in the Champions League?
It's been years. It's been years.
I mean, it's too long. I mean, jokes aside, for a club the size of Arsenal, it's too long. And I hope both Manchester United and Arsenal finish in the top 4, challenging and get to play on the Champions League. Get to play in the Champions League arenas, right?
True that.
That's where these clubs deserve to be, right?
Definitely. And then maybe we can visit the Allianz Arena again. But oh yes, just one more fact. I don't know if it's going to really, but for all our viewers out there, on match days, Bayern Munich sells over 90,000 hot dogs and about 90,000 liters of freaking beer. Do you know that? That's what they do. Sausage rolls and beer. That's the Allianz Arena's thing. So that's so much of money they make, and
And let's not forget, to all you Liverpool fans, the Allianz Arena is home to one of my favorite players, a certain Sadio Mane.
Don't forget that,
who I really enjoy watching him play his trade at the moment. And to all you Liverpool fans, I feel really sorry that you guys let such a class player go. So your misery and sadness is my happiness. So thank you.
And the Allianz Arena is red, guys. Just remember, Bayern Munich, when Bayern Munich play, it's a red. So guys, Ibrahim, it was a beautiful segment. Thank you so much. And guys, Allianz Arena, Ibrahim, that was awesome. I think our next segment we're gonna get cracking. But before we go, Ibrahim, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Gunning to Old Trafford. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.